everybody? How is it going on this most auspicious of days? Skulls for the Skull Throne, blood for the Blood God. How is it going, everybody? And I wasn't late, right? I was 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It's not late at all. That's not late at all. How is everyone doing? Today, we're gonna be watching a live stream from the Warhammer franchise, covering all of the video games coming out. Warhammer video games are a little bit of a tricky beast. They used to be extremely rare. We used to get them very, very rarely back in the day. But funnily enough, it was a video game that actually got me into miniature wargaming. It was Dawn of War, the Warhammer RTS game, the real-time strategy game, back when they were still making those. It was Dawn of War. And I fell in love with Dawn of War. I'd always been looking for an excuse to get into Warhammer because I'd walked past the retail store and seen all the little sexy little minis. And I'd always been looking to get into it, find an excuse, but it was so alien and strange to me. But then I played Dawn of War, and it kind of demystified the setting. I think video games are really important. I think that if you want to have a very popular, very successful miniature war game, you need to have a video game. You need to have other media, because unfortunately, war games are quite inaccessible to a lot of people. Just ask BattleTech, for example. It's a very successful war game, and it has a ton of cross-media franchising as well. Unfortunately, this is obviously not something that's open to somebody like, say, Silver Bayonet, right? Apologies, I sound a little bit sick, a little bit ill today, guys, because I am, basically. I'm, alas, still have not shaken off my mortal shell. I have not ascended as a star god. I am still, unfortunately, made of flesh and bone, at least for the time being. So, unfortunately, I do feel the effects of Grandpapa Nurgle, but I hope you will all bear with me and join me. So how is everybody doing? 2 screens, bud, says Alignment Inc. I am perfectly happy to be on your secondary monitor. By all means. I see we're on 68 viewers. Can we get to 69? I'd love to get to 69. That's very important to me. Dolphy says, oh, Dark Gods, I missed Dawn of War. Got me into 40k as well. I loved Dawn of War. And its sequel, Dawn of War 2. I really wish they would make a Dawn of War 3, but alas, we have not yet been so blessed. Yeah, certainly. Look, Dawn of War 3 did come out, kind of destroyed the franchise, but it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad as another game, like, for example, Command & Conquer 4, which absolutely derailed the franchise completely. I usually cover miniature war games, usually cover pretty physical media here. It's not often that I do cover video games, but I decided to today because really, for me, Warhammer video games have a little bit of a special place in my heart. For the longest time, I played a ton of video games. It used to be a very big part of my life. I don't really play them as much anymore, but the ones that I have been playing recently, where I've found the moment to get in, have been Warhammer. They've been Darktide. I've been playing a fair amount of Darktide on the side when I get a little bit of moment here in the wee hours of the morning. Typically, I'm playing from the hours of 1 to 2 a.m. So I've been playing quite a bit of that. I actually quite like Darktide. I'm a really big fan of it. I love the atmosphere. Lots of issues with the game, with the launch and things like that I'm happy to go into, but I quite like the game. I've always been a big fan of RTS games. They really were my first foray into kind of strategy games. I didn't get in via board games. I didn't get in via physical media. I got into war games via video games. And yeah, so like I have a big I'm not gonna say spiritual connection, but I do have a connection with those types of games. Joshua says, fairly confident Nurgle would get you even if you were a star god. So probably, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm quite a sickly person. I often, sometimes I feel like I'm in a Victorian novel, you know, like I'm about to go very faint because the breeze is too strong. Someone's tightened the corset too much. Lizzie Vinny Payton says Dawn of War all the way to Dark Crusade is awesome. Totally agreed. Hot take alert. I liked Soulstorm. Soulstorm was the final expansion pack for the game Dawn of War. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. I know it wasn't as good, but honestly, at the time, I collected Sisters of Battle. I had a big soft spot for Sisters of Battles, and seeing them in a video game was really cool. I really liked that. Obviously, it was a little bit of a mess. Famously, Soulstorm had been handed off to a third-party developer, so it wasn't developed by Relic, who were the original creators of Dawn of War. It was handed off to a third party, which was the kind of it was the done thing at the time, much like onions hanging from one's belt. And it just wasn't as good. They introduced flyers, which were not that great, and the balance was all off. The Dark Eldar in it were very weird as well, but I liked it, honestly, because it was more content for a game that I loved. I mean, this is what you had to contend with this back in the day. Bad expansion pack. I wish we could go back to the days where the problem with the game was bad expansion packs and perhaps bugs. Oh, I miss it. But how's everybody doing? Sinner Life says Eternal Crusade was indifferent, depends on who you ask, but I enjoyed it. Eternal Crusade was very I thought it was famously good. Necrons and Tau, I thought it was excellent. Winston says, I like video games, I don't get me wrong, but I hate the way that they market them, and as I suffer from a seizure disorder, I cannot play them anymore. I'm very sorry to hear that, Winston. I do dislike how they are marketed as well. I used to play a lot of video games. I don't really play them as much anymore, simply because I found that they got too predatory. And it's not even just that the stores and these microtransactions exist, it's that they infused into the very DNA of a lot of games and utterly ruined them, you know? For example, I used to play a lot of massively multiplayer online RPGs. We play a lot of MMOs, but they have just progressively been ruined by item stores and transactions, and the idea that you could buy your way through power and cosmetics destroyed the fundamental economies in those games. Absolutely ruined. So that's a little bit of a bummer, you know? I feel like there's been a little bit of resurgence of what is known as the AA studio, which is not AAA, not these big, massive budget games, but kind of smaller games. And I think that we're going to see a lot of those today with Warhammer. Warhammer is one of those franchise, one of those IPs that you do get a lot of AA games companies buying. So for example, Darktide, Vermintide, these are AA games. They don't have the same budget as a AAA game, but they have a loftier aspirations than being hidden away in the indie side of Steam, right? And I feel like Warhammer is a pretty good IP for that. I think that a lot of AAA companies kind of shy away from Warhammer because they don't want to pay the licensing fees to Games Workshop, whereas basically AAAs, they have the marketing budgets. They don't need to associate themselves with a kind of a mid-tier IP like Warhammer, a niche IP like Warhammer. However, that's changing, I think. I think we're going to start seeing more AAA Warhammer games because I think Warhammer as a franchise is getting bigger, and I think the IP is getting bigger. Which is a different thing from the miniatures game getting bigger. It's not quite the same thing. I think that Warhammer as a miniature game is getting bigger slightly because of its association with Warhammer the franchise, but I don't think it's not keeping up. It's not keeping pace because the game is so hard to get into at an affordable price point. And also it requires a lot of time, and also the core game is not... People find it fun. And there is definitely a pleasure to be had in Warhammer for sure, but I think that a lot of people find it unintuitive and it's kind of difficult to grok. So yeah. Anyway, I've been playing a lot of 9th edition Warhammer recently because I'm reviewing it for my Patreon. This month's miniature war game that I'm going to be reviewing. I review one every month, and this month is going to be Warhammer 9th edition in anticipation for 10th edition next month. But there we go. We're here about video games. We're here about digital assortments. Obviously, Total War Warhammer, one of the best games of the last 2 decades. Hopefully, I'm hoping we'll see some stuff for that. That's what my anticipation is. I'm hoping that we see some cool stuff for Darktide. This is the first-person shooter. I'm hoping that we see some cool stuff for Total War Warhammer. For 3, I hope we see a new faction and a cheaper price point, though I don't think we're going to see that. And Space Marine 2, I mean, I think I'd like to see I don't know if we've got a release date for that or not. To be honest, I know I'm going to buy, I mean, at the very least, I think I'm going to buy Space Marine 2, and I think I'm going to play it, and I'm going to play it for about 8 hours, which is probably going to be the length of its campaign, and I'm going to have fun, and then I'm going to quietly turn it off. I think it's going to be that I'm going to be like, yeah, that was good. I don't think it's going to blow me away. So I'm not sure. I'm not like super excited to see any more Space Marine 2. I'm not like super hyped for that because I think the game looks exactly the same as the first one. So yeah, okay, cool. And I'm just hoping not a lot of mobile games. I'm hoping no microtransactions, but I think we're going to see both of those. Fat Shark is doing a good job. Dark Tide is not perfect, but neither was the first Vermintide since Inner Life. Agreed. I think that I have problems with it. I don't like the item store. I don't like the cosmetics. I don't like the fact that the item store was prioritized over other elements of the game. I don't like the microtransactions at all. I find them very predatory. But in terms of the core gameplay, yes, I think that Dark Tide is very good. I think in terms of the atmosphere, I think it's excellent. Can I review the 9th Age at some point, says a girl goes to war. I to be honest, whenever the old world comes out, I probably will start reviewing some of the rank and flank games. I probably will be reviewing some of those because I'm going to want to compare them to the old world. You need to try one of the Alignment Inc. The mod, ladies and gentlemen, the person governing your speech today and ensuring that there is plenty of tidal wave. Is that what they call? They're called tidal waves, and everybody puts their hand up at the same time. Anyway, organizer of those, Alignment Inc. says, I need to try one of the Total War titles. You have not played Total War? What? I've been playing Total War since Rome, I think it was. I never got in at Shogun. I played Rome 1. I played that back in the day, back whenever it was on the BBC, and you had teams of people on the BBC, on the British Broadcasting Corporation, Channel 1, playing one another, games of Rome, Total War, and you had historians being like, yes, of course, the Romans at this time famously defeated the Phoenicians at this battle by utilizing their superior auxiliary cavalry. However, the Phoenicians had elephants or something, I don't know. And then the players would like completely throw away their auxiliary cavalry, or they would try and do the historical thing, and it wouldn't work out for them because, you know, it's a video game, not history, not real life. Unfortunately, the time commanders component was a little bit of a lie. They did not, in fact, go back in time. Harry the Hammer, says Blackbeard. Harry the Hammer. Woo. There's a name, certainly. But yes, Alignment, you need to play some Total War, especially Warhammer, I think, is the best game in the franchise. Look, I love my Total War Napoleon. I love my little, you know, I stan Napoleon. Weird thing to say. Yeah, so I love my little Napoleon game. I think it's great. I think it's swell. But I love Shogun 2, actually. Fall of the Samurai was excellent. However, it's got to be Total War Warhammer, guys. It's completely reinvigorated the entire Warhammer Fantasy franchise. Absolutely amazing. And I'm worried about what's going to happen with the old world game. I'm a little bit worried, but that's another day, another dollar. Let's see. CMDR Covyfire says, Warhammer 40k would be a lot larger if GW would increase production and lower entry costs. So many people do not play because the minis cost way too much. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. I think sometimes with the Canadian shock troops that are £30 for 10 guys. £30 for 10 guys. And there problems emerge from this, right? Like, so for example, the Canadian shock troops can only have one of each special weapon instead of double of special weapons, which makes no sense because none of the special weapons really complement one another. You end up having like a short range special weapon in the melta gun and a long range gun with the plasma, or you could have a melta gun which is short range but it's good against vehicles, or a flamer that's short range and good against infantry. It's a really hodgepodge. It's really weird. It kind of impacts on the game. But the reason why they do this is because they don't want to have more special weapons on the sprue. So then the answer obviously is to put in another sprue. But they just want to have 20 guys for £30, which I think is a much more reasonable price. I mean, just ask War Games Atlantic. You get like 5 sprues in a box for £20 or so. But yeah, it's really, really expensive. And they do need to increase production. The idea that they are trying to manufacture from a single factory, an entire global company. They're a very large company. I think that Games Workshop, business-wise, I think that they're not great at it. I don't think they know how to proceed from here, frankly. I think that they have like kind of the attitude of a smaller company, a very small niche company. And that has been something that they have struggled with for the longest time. I mean, we're doing a live stream here talking about the wider media franchising, but it took them like 15 years to understand that video games are very popular and will make lots of money if you let people use your license, right? For the longest time, Games Workshop were incredibly reluctant to license out the Warhammer 40k setting to any games. They give it to like Relic, they had Shadow of the Horned Rat, and even Creative Assembly had to jump through all these hoops. It took the longest time ever. Now they've realized, actually, the Warhammer license is a license to print money. So that's the thank you very much for the super chat, DJ Exodor. Thank you very much for the $10 donation. Says thanks for the always excellent commentary. Thank you very much, DJ. You're making it worthwhile for me to have gotten out of bed, to taken out the little temperature, the thermometer, the hot water bottle, the flannel from my forehead, and crawl out of bed and get hopped up on. We're gonna say lemonade in order to do this. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Very kind of you. Whoop, says Crypto Kev. Indeed, thank you. Get that. Is it a title? What is it? Jason Bratley says ancient history. It's all Greek to me. Don't worry, Jason. That's all ancient history now. Let's see. Daedalus says, I remember Total War showing up in documentaries. It amazed me as a kid. Me too. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. I could never really quite grok it because I grew up on these sort of base building RTS games like Command & Conquer, like Warcraft. So you built a base. With Total War, it was always really odd to me. You went into the battlefield, you just had an army, and that was it. You didn't even build a barracks. Well, where the hell do all these goddamn legionnaires come from? It turns out you built the barracks but on a Manabop. So there you go. Center Life says, though, if you do buy an army and paint it and play, probably costs you less per time than going out every weekend drinking. Well, these days, yeah, but that's why no one's going out a weekend and drinking. Although, guys, nobody tell on me, okay? I discovered, have you guys ever heard of this thing called bowls, okay? It's like this kind of like old school kind of bowling game. I discovered there's one near me. And they sell subsidized alcohol. So if you join the bowl club, you don't have to play a game of bowls. You don't have to play any bowls at all. But if you sign up on the membership, you get super cheap alcohol. So I'm just saying, check it out, guys. Look out for your bowl club. Look out for your nearest bowl club. I think it's a very profoundly UK thing. I don't think any Americans right now are going to be like, what the fuck? Yeah, like lawn bowls. Yeah, like it's like a little grass lawn. Like it's a very old school thing. It's generally the older demographic, as the youngins would say. But I joined my local bowling club. As far as I can tell, everybody just sits around and drinks. It's sick. Let's see here. Mexican wave. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Mexican wave. Tidal wave. What am I thinking of? What am I? I guess I'm just thinking of the geology, the weather event of a tidal wave, I suppose. Curling. Ooh, okay, curling. Okay, so I'm just trying to see. I'm waiting for Warhammer to go live. Oh, it looks like it is live. Nothing is happening yet. So I'm going to wait for something to happen before I, wait, is the catch Warhammer right after this ad break? Oh, okay. Well, let's click in and see. So guys, you're going to need to tell me whether or not the audio is okay or not. Wait, why can't I hear? Oh God. Okay, let's go in. It's going to be an ad, by the way, so my apologies, but let's configure the what the hell? Is this it? Oh, it is it. Okay. How does this sound, everybody? How does this sound? Does it sound okay? Can you hear me okay? Actually, the desktop audio is very quiet. I'm just... Interesting. Oh, it's because the actual Warhammer stream is very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. Is it sound good, okay? Sound all right? All right, awesome. Whenever the actual live stream starts, I'll have to fiddle around a little bit whenever somebody starts talking so we can make sure that everything sounds okay. A Mexican wave. Yeah, thank you very much, Modeling for Advantage. Thank you very much. I bet I'm going to annoy so many people. Sometimes, guys, you just, things leave your brain. Actually, to be honest, I've been forgetting stuff more and more recently. Third one has most content. Is this for Total War? Rob Williamson says, I hear only you, no stream audio. Right now, the audio on the stream is incredibly quiet. Like, I'm listening to it. There's like a little tiny ting of music. But it's very, very quiet. Eliminating says, okay, so which Total War Warhammer should I get? I think get Total War Warhammer 3. People might disagree with me on this one. But I think that Total War Warhammer 3 is probably the best one to get just because it's the best platform from which to buy everything else. The best part of... This is kind of the problem with recommending Total War Warhammer. The best part of Total War Warhammer is the Mortal Realms element and all of the various factions in the big global map. But you're not gonna be able to play most of those unless you've bought them as DLC or you buy the previous games. So I would recommend buying 3, I think, especially if you can get it on a sale. Personally, I am waiting for the Chaos Dwarves to go on sale before I buy them. I love the Chaos Dwarves, but man, $20 for a faction DLC? No, thank you. No, thank you. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. That's breaking my bones here, people. That's breaking my bones. So I'm waiting for a sale. I'm being very good. And to be honest, I don't really have enough time to play a lot of video games these days. Okay, let's... Audio sounds good. Awesome. Thank you very much. W Man. Do I want to go out drinking or buy 2 more tanks for my guard? Inflation says tanks, says Bam. Yeah. So I did do a bad thing. I did a thing that I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway. I was really ill, and I was really sore. So I decided to treat myself. I decided to buy a Rogel Dorn. Which I did. I bought it and I painted it. And I'll be honest, I'm a lot more impressed with that tank in person than I was when I first saw it. To be honest, I bought it because you have the dual... In terms of the tank, it has the dual turret. It has the 2 cannons, and it reminded me a lot of a tank from Command and Conquer. You know, that kind of over-the-top sort of modern, like a grizzly tank or something, like the medium tank from Red Alert, and I bought one. And it is pretty cool. It is a pretty cool tank, guys. It is a pretty cool tank. I was not convinced. Whenever I first heard about the Rogel Dorn, I was like... Guard don't need another heavy tank. Guard need a light tank. But now that I've got it, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a pretty sweet tank. It's so big. I've been playing a lot of bolt action recently. Well, a couple of months ago. And I was playing a lot of bolt action. I completed a full bolt action army. And the tanks are quite small in that. And compared to them, the Rogel Dorn is massive. Maybe after this, I will take the 2 tanks and I will show you both of them. And it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous in terms of the size. Or maybe I'll do it on Sunday. On Sunday, I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming before I head off to UKGE. So maybe we'll talk about that. We'll talk about my actual army, the Imperial Guard army project that I have. Well, I say army project. It's my combat patrol project. With a couple little additions, little cheeky additions. Ooh, well, $20 for DLC, that is bad. I agree, Jason. That is very, very bad. That is very, very bad. It is a cool tank. It is a cool tank. It's the double turrets that do it. The Mammoth tank, says Arcaven. Honestly, I've got a Beamblade, so the Beamblade always reminded me of the Mammoth tank. But yeah, like, in terms of sizing, the Rogel Dorn is absolutely massive. I don't know how I feel about it being called the Rogel Dorn is the only thing. I kind of wish it was called something a little bit more generic, because I like it being called Leman Russ, but then maybe this is just nostalgia and me having grown up with the Leman Russ and the Rogel Dorn is new and we all just instinctively hate things that are new. So maybe it's just that, you know. I always try to temper my cynicism with a healthy dose of thoughtfulness. Made a boo. Nice tank, but floor missing, W-Man says. Yes, this is a big problem. The bottom of the tank is missing. And honestly, it's actually a way bigger deal. So people say that's not that big a deal. I get why people think it's not a big deal. For those who don't know, if you build the Rogel Dorn tank, the bottom, there's no bottom plate for it. So the tank looks fine if you're just looking at it. But if you pick it up and look underneath, it's just empty. There's like a big hole that you can see the inside of the tank. And this has upset a lot of people, and there are people who think it's not a big deal, and I get why you would think it's not a big deal. The problem is that it kind of speaks to the lie of Warhammer being a very premium product. I mean, you gotta remember that Warhammer is kind of conceived of as this extremely premium, very expensive, luxury good, right? And so the moment that like Games Workshop skimp on something, everyone's like, wait a minute, I paid $100 for this tank. Well, how come it's not got the underside? And the answer is, yeah, you're right. Like, you're right. You did pay like that much money for the tank, and it is you could have bought 4 bolt action tanks for that price. That is extortionately priced. You should get the bottom of the tank. You should get that actually. It would have taken another sprue, but you know what? Fine, you're paying like $100 for something that cost pennies to make, cent to make, you know? So I get it. I get why people are annoyed. It undermines the propaganda, the marketing of Games Workshop. Oh, there. Samuel Roberts says, guard just don't do light tanks. Well, the Sentinel, I guess, is sort of a light tank. It's sort of a light tank, the Sentinel. You know? I mean, at this stage, the Lehman Russ is the light tank of the guard. It's the light tank now. It's the little puny. If this was like an RTS game, the Lehman Russ would be one of the cheapest tanks available to the guard. Very spammable mass one. The Rugal Door now is like the medium battle tank, and then the Baneblade is the super weapon heavy kind of one, you know? Life says, I feel sorry for anyone who bought Votan. They're going to be meh in 10th edition. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not... the faction focuses have been really interesting. It has got me a little bit more interested in Warhammer again, for sure. Because 10th edition launches. There's always this, honeymoon period, and then, you know, suddenly it's, did you leave the fridge door open? You know, why have my beers been left out in the sun? Why did you kill the dog? You know, all this stuff kind of happens, and suddenly you don't see the person the same way. It's... Eventually it'll come out, but for now, let's enjoy the honeymoon period. And yeah, it looks... the faction focuses look kind of interesting, honestly. I think that every faction kind of got screwed a little bit, apart from some. But that's fine. If everybody's kind of being brought down a level, then I think it's okay. I think that's fine for everybody to get brought down a level. Because it's equal pequals then, right? It's equal pequals. And to be honest, playing a lot of 9th edition, I was reminded of just how over-the-top crazy a lot of factions are in 9th edition. So I think it's a good thing that the general power level is being brought down a little bit. So the Votan might suck, but if everybody sucks, then nobody sucks, right? It's oh god, what's his name? Come on, supervillain in The Incredibles. What do you call him? Syndrome. The Syndrome says, if everybody has superpowers, nobody does. Did he say that, or is that one of those Mandela effect things? I think that might be a Mandela effect, you know. If everybody's special, nobody is. I think that's the Mandela effect. Minty says, I thought you said Beyblade for a second there, and I had a great image of someone ripping a Beyblade onto the field. It would be OP, and definitely not in the next edition. That would be incredible. So, I'm a big fan. So the idea of somebody, for those who don't know, the Beyblades were like this like little circle spinner, and you'd like do that, and it would go spinning really fast. And there was like a Beyblade arena thing. It was pretty big when I was younger. And I actually think that stuff like that is kind of cool when it comes to miniatures game. I wish that more games engaged with the actual miniatures and made the miniatures element of them a playable aspect outside of simply just representing a force or a token, basically. You know, like the idea, I've always had this crazy idea for like a faction in a miniature war game, I don't know what it is, where the base sizes are shaped weirdly, where the bases are shaped oddly, and the idea of it is that it's like this giant sarcoma, this giant plague monster or whatever, and it could split apart, but whenever you join up the minis, like a puzzle almost on the table, they get different abilities based on what you join up. How cool would that be? Oh, here we go, we're just going. Let me know about the audio, guys. I'm gonna go higher than lower. Here we go, I guess we're just starting. So, alright, let's do it. Oh wait, no we're not. Okay, how's this audio sound? Can you guys hear everything okay?
Victory. That is what the preachers cry from the spire.
This is the 10th edition trailer here.
Commanders tell the soldiers in their service. The Indomitus crusade meets with triumph after triumph. Day by day we tear Imperium Nihilus from the despoiler's grip. And though we are beset on all sides, with each battle
A little low. Okay, let's bump her up.
the heretic, the
How's this sound?
As I speak these words, our forces engage the remnants of Leviathan.
Okay, let me try this. How does that sound? 10th does not have a release date yet, no.
Reclaiming lost worlds. atoning for old shames. A crusade to cleanse the stars.
Better, but still low. Okay, we're going real high here.
Taking the fight to the enemy.
How about this? 10% more. Does it go? It does go to 11. Is that better? Okay, right. See, wisdom of the crowd, guys. Wisdom of the crowd. Yeah, there we go.
We routed the Tyranids at Baal. We broke their high fleet.
Nice.
Soon, their foulness will be but a memory. That is what the preachers say.
Tyranids are neat. Tyranids are neat. One of those things where the Leviathan box coming with both Tyranids and Space Marines. As always, I'll have to be getting rid of the Space Marines somehow. But then the question becomes, am I collecting Tyranids? So Death Edition hasn't got a release date yet, no, but we know it's going to be in June. Probably around the 24th of June, because there is a tournament happening in early June, and we're going to be actually seeing the rules in action then. Obviously, the rules league. What is everyone looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Total War Warhammer 3. I want to see who the next faction is. Show me it. Show me what you got. And also, Dark Tide. I want to see some cool DLC, not cosmetic trash. I want to see good DLC. I want to see new maps, really. And Space Marine 2, I'd love to hear if there is a new... For Space Marine 2, I'd love to hear if there is a multiplayer mode, what that will look like. That's what I would like to see. But the secret option, guys, Warhammer MMO. I want to see if there is a Warhammer MMO. That's it. I want to see if there is a Warhammer MMO. There are rumors that there is, and obviously there is a development. There is one in development, so I want to see if that is. If there's any talk about that. It's unlikely, though, I think.
Our people sing of victory. Victory as the galaxy burns. Victory as the Imperium rots around us. Victory as humanity rages against the dying of the light.
Phobos, Marines! What are you doing here? Dark Millennium? Wow, yeah, that's a deep cut Dark Millennium. I remember Dark Millennium. The really cool thing about Dark Millennium was the idea of free-to-play players could play as orcs. I thought that was a really cool idea. So the orc faction would be overburdened with orcs, with players. So it would just be like this teeming mass of orcs. And they would just be weaker than other people.
Hello,
I thought that was
everyone.
always really cool.
I'm Rahul Kohli,
Oh, hey, there he is.
welcome to the 2023 Warhammer Skulls Showcase. Skulls is the annual celebration of Warhammer video games. We're going to kick off the next week of promotions with a look at some of the exciting new titles and updates coming to Warhammer setting, including Bolt Gun, where I voiced the part of Stern Guard veteran Malum Kaido of the Ultramarines. So get comfortable and prepare to enjoy some of the awesome new trailers and exclusive reveals.
I've heard that bolt gun's pretty good. It's the boomer shooter, as they call them these days. I call them a Doom clone, but all right. All right, what's this? Looks a bit like a mobile game. Looks like an orc game. What in the world? Wait, is this a racing game? Or like a battle arena? Like... Orc races? No. What? Wait, what is going on? Whoa, what the hell is this? Did anybody know this was coming? What the hell is this thing? This looks awesome. This does look really good. Nice. Cool. Oh, dude. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you can shoot yourself out. God, this reminds me of, there was a Crash Bandicoot racing game called Crash Tag Team. It reminds me a lot of that. What is this? Speed Freaks? That looks pretty badass, honestly. That looks really good. That looks really cool. Twisted Metal, but with orcs. I did not know I needed this in my life.
In the tales of the Norse and the Kurgan, there is legend of a warrior unparalleled.
Oh, this sounds like Total War Warhammer 3. Is this Chaos? What are Chaos doing here?
A champion forged in the heart of fear. Who
That orc
reached
game looks
into the
awesome.
grave
It looks so good. I'm
and
so shocked
found
by that.
Only hate.
What is this? Wait, is that Age of Sigmar? Is this Age of Sigmar? Does that guy look like a blood dragon? No, this is Total War Warhammer 3. Is this a new vampire kind faction? Or Chaos? Harry the Hammer. Wait, is this Harry the Hammer? What? Is this Harry? It is, because he's bopping on the skeleton dudes. Collecting them skulls,
To
yo.
embrace such hate is to become a nightmare.
No, they're not doing Nagash. There's no way we're gonna see Nagash, surely.
It is to wield dread as lesser men wield armies.
Oh, what are the Empire doing now?
It is to become fear.
This looks like it's a
itself.
vampire kind chaos thing?
It is to become
What?
the Hammer Storm.
Goddamn wizards! Bop them with a hammer. Nice, classic way to deal with a wizard. Yeah, 100%. What was that? Harold Hammerstorm. Oh, okay. So it's just a free legendary hero. All right. It's not as exciting. Pretty cool trailer though. Pretty cool trailer. Oh, there's a let me disappear for a second. Okay, Shadows of Change it looks to be next. Zinch Kathan Kislev. Ooh, I'm back. See, I can do magic too. Cult of Slaanesh being in Total War Warhammer. That'd be sick. Oh. Warhammer Plus. In like 5 years, it might be worth paying for it. You know, once they've like filled it with content. But there's just not enough. There's just not enough on there. Okay, what's this? I wonder if we're gonna see any Age of Sigmar stuff. Age of Sigmar always doesn't ever seem to get Cyanide. Cyanide did Blood Bowl, right? I think this is Blood Bowl. Yeah. Oh, what a disappointing game. I really wanted to love it. Another game ruined by cosmetics and microtransactions. I hope they get that sorted. Well, this is weird, because Lizard Men are already in Blood Bowl 3, if I remember right. I think they're... Dungeon Bowl. Oh, you don't think they're going to do Dungeon Bowl, do you? I feel like doing a kind of side game like Dungeon Bowl, like a weird rules variation, would be odd whenever there's so many factions missing in Blood Bowl. Is this just gonna be Amazon's or something? I don't get this. If this is like a trailer for the stadium, I swear to God, I'll be like, new cosmetics! I'm gonna be like, no, dude. No, you can't put a trailer out for that. Because Lizardmen are in the game, right? Like, this is the problem with Blood Bowl. Every, like, 4 years, they do another version of it without all the factions. And so I can't remember which game has which factions. But I thought Amazons and Lizardmen were both already in Blood Bowl 3, right? Football is a very underrated game that requires you to play it with a very specific vibe, attitude in mind. Joshua, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Oh, you're gonna, that's a bit of a thigh slapper that one is, says. Wow. They put all the Warhammer Plus content in a single ad, and they say GW does not give us stuff for free. That is so good. Thank you very much for that donation. I really appreciate it. Oh, Season 1 begins. Oh, great, a Blood Pass. Awesome. So Lizardmen are coming. Okay. It's hard to get excited for, like, Lizardmen when I've been playing them for years on Blood Bowl 2. They're gonna play exactly the same, you know? It's sort of hard to get excited for it. It's nice that the stuff is free, but I'd rather just pay for them. Honestly, I'd rather buy them than have all this, like, and have the ability to customize my characters without having to pay money for it. Okay, what's this? What's going on here? A new cycle has begun. Is this gonna be the card game?
I will see the galaxy freed once more.
Let's see. Oh, it's the card game. Another game I would love to like, because I quite enjoyed the gameplay of World Eaters Battle Pass. This is what everything's wrong with video games right now. I really don't like them at all. Hate this business model. See, the problem is that Horus Heresy Legions is actually a really fun game. I've played it. I actually really like the gameplay. I think it's a fun kind of Hearthstone-esque card game, digital card game. The problem, though, is that it has been monetized really aggressively, and that makes it actively unfun to play. But I was genuinely surprised at how well they managed to get all the different flavor into all the different, like, kind of card archetypes and factions. I saw a mobile phone. Am I? All right, let's see. Oh, in this game, you get to play as Gary, the famous protagonist of Warhammer. Forget Harry the Hammer, this is Gary the Guy. Is this gonna literally be like a mobile game tower? Like, you know, one of those ones where you build a base? Oh, we're not seeing Warhammer Online Remastered. Oh no. It's one of those mobile games where you like Clash of Clans or whatever, where you have to like pay loads of money and be a massive wheel, and then you'll be able to don't play this. Because what they'll do is they will incentivize you to pay loads of money in order to speed up things and to be able to be better than everybody else.
And as you all now know,
not worth.
The voice of Malum Kaido, the battle-hardened Stern Guard veteran on a perilous mission to destroy Chaos Space Marines and foul demons in Bolt Gun. Now, during last year's Skull Showcase, I freaked out over the Bolt Gun reveal trailer. 90 shooters were initially what got me gaming, and I still very much enjoy deep diving into the latest boomer shooter. And it's no secret.
Why do they call them boomer shooters? Come on, guys, leave me alone. Like, I played those games. I'm not a boomer. What the fuck?
Which is what I tweeted and was seen by the folks at Orc Digital.
Boomer was a very specific thing.
If I would lend my voice to the title. I think one of the reasons this character appealed to me so much was the opportunity to get in a booth and just unleash rage-filled taunts at filthy heretics. It was almost therapeutic, and it's some of the most fun I've had recording VO. I think it's rare that you get to work on something that you were going to pre-order.
He changed this shirt. Guys, I don't know if this is
really
live.
Hard to bottle up my anticipation for Bolt Gun. I found myself even kit bashing and painting my very own Malum Kaido just out of pure excitement and love for this game.
It's kind of funny. I was actually
Now
watching
it's time
Rahul
to see
play
Kaido
Warhammer
in
40k for the first
action.
time.
Bolt gun is
And it's a
available
very interesting
right now
video
on
because he
PC
doesn't
and
look
your
super
favorite
happy during it. Like, I'm not saying that he did enjoy himself, but like the footage is just him getting slammed really hard by his opponent and feeling all his armor saves, and he just looks so miserable. And it spoke to me on such a spirit level. Like, I was like, yes, you've looked into my soul, Rahul. I've heard Bolt Gun is pretty good. I haven't played it. I didn't buy it because
It is time to
it looks fun.
purge the
It looks fun, but
heretics.
I'll probably pick it up on sale. Alas, I don't get things sent to me for free.
Unleash your wrath
I have to
upon the
buy
enemies
everything.
of the Imperium.
It's tough when it comes to Warhammer 40k, let me tell
Plunge
you.
headlong into the grim, dark universe of Warhammer 40,000.
Pretty cool.
Who will prevail
nice.
against
Looks
the
good.
darkness?
This is the thing
The
about
Ultramarines!
games. They have to have a style to them, you know? Games with the style. That's what I'm looking for. It looks very
For
cool.
the Emperor!
I love the vibe of it.
Only in death does duty end.
It looks doomy, says Winston. It doesn't. It is a Doom. It's a Doom clone. It is. They're called the boomer shooters these days. But yeah, it is. It's very, very doomy. Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I've heard that it's very fun. I just kicked my camera there because I'm stretching my legs. Ooh, inspired by World of Tanks. Recently embroiled in a scandal with Midwinter Minis. The historical scandal of 23. The Midwinter Minis drama. Sponsored by World of Tanks. Oh, so it's Lehman Russ, huh?
Lehman Russ stands fierce and claims victory in the name of the Emperor.
Actually, the way Lehman Russ is, I kind of feel like a normal World War II tank would beat it. Well, give me the Rugel Dorn, come on! Yeah! Yeah! I'm sure all the people who play World of Tanks for the history, for the authenticity, will be very pleased to see this vehicle roll up.
On to victory!
I wonder what it'd be like if you don't know anything about 40k at all, and you're like playing your little historical game, and then suddenly this like World War I style tank like rolls up. You're like, what the hell? Gladius. There is a game I haven't heard anything about in a long time. It's basically like a Civilization style game, but Warhammer 40k. The problem I found with it is because it's Warhammer, you can't do diplomacy. So the way to win the game is through combat. It's just, there's just no other way to win. So it felt very samey on repeat playthroughs. It's kind of like Civilization, but all you can do is military victory. So it felt a little bit samey, which you think I guess is gonna be a problem with the 40k setting being translated into a big game like this, you know. I'm really surprised to see Gladius here, though. This came out like 5-6 years ago. The Firepower Pack. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't. Oh, base game free to keep. To be honest, I didn't get anything from that trailer at all. I have no idea what the hell they showed. Like, I don't know what's new there.
Hello there, Skull Takers. I'm here to let you know about all the many ways that
I'm a
Battle
Skull
Sector has
Taker.
been evolving and improving since we were last here in front of the Skull Throne. As I'm sure you're aware by now, we've created Battle Sector to be the definitive battle-scale turn-based strategy game for the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
Ooh.
And in the last year, the dev team at Black Lab
Looks
Games
interesting,
have been
though.
hard at work
Looks
expanding and
interesting.
refining Battle Sector.
Battle
First
Sector,
up,
huh?
The deadly Demons of Khorne invaded the Planetary Supremacy game
Looks
mode
kinda cool,
to add a
but is it
whole
gonna
new layer
be-
of challenge. And
Is it a
then they
mobile
launched
game?
a full-on assault
Or is it a
in
PC
Monarchy
game?
game mode.
Is it
Shout out to
both?
Kazu and Imperators Pugnus, who have dominated that leaderboard. And who better to counter this influx of chaos than the forces of the Adeptus Sororitas? the Sisters of Battle arrived as a major force to
Alright.
purge all things
It looks a little
unclean
bit
and heretical.
mobile-y with the
Along with the
graphics.
factions, we also added 2 new battle types in Siege,
Which makes me
and
nervous,
Season
honestly,
Control,
because it means that the...
as well as 4 new faction-flavored maps for players to battle on.
Is this a new game?
And
Is
these
this
new
old?
map types
Actually, I've
got some
never
serious
seen this
workouts in both
before.
the live
So I'm
and
guessing it's
asynchronous
mobile.
multiplayer game modes in Battle Sector, with
It's
Winter
PC.
316 and S-Tier Andrew taking tournament
Is it any
wins.
good?
And amongst all this, the team also found time to get Steam Deck verified, release multiple balance patches, and add new community-requested quality of life features.
Yeah, the graphics
We
aren't very
unlocked
good at it,
Warhammer Fest,
are they?
But that's not all. Now,
Graphics
if you
aren't
remember,
everything.
last
Graphics
time
aren't
I was here,
everything.
I
I
mentioned
wish we'd
something
get
about a
more
right
2D isometric
cutting
games
wow.
with the. I
Yes,
wish we get
boys,
2D
the
more
Y's here
like
for Battle Sector, and what's more,
2D
it's out now.
art games.
That's 15
honestly.
brand new units overflowing with joyous Dakar and all looking forward to getting right stuck in. Whether you're stomping with the Death Dreads, lobbing Dakar with your snaz guns, or just giving the enemy a right good crumping with your war boss.
I love it whenever people try to do the orc thing, you know? You gotta be careful with it. You gotta be careful with it. Enthusiasm does count. Like classic Tiberian Sun alignment, yeah. No, it doesn't look like a 2023 game at all. The digital goodie pack giveaway. On GOG, huh? Oh boy, wallpapers. Has anyone ever been excited by wallpapers? Has anyone ever actually been excited by desktop wallpapers? You understand that you're competing with all of art, right? Like all the art in the world is what you're competing with. That's a really tough. Dawn of War! There it is, the OG! Woo! Dawn of War! Yeah, got me into wargaming. Was my transition point from RTS games to wargaming. There's Space Marine 1. Ooh, the graphics are a lot worse than I remember. A hired gun. I haven't played that, you know, but I don't remember hearing any good things on it. Yeah, back in 1998 was the last time anyone was excited for a desktop wallpaper. This game's kind of fun. For those who haven't played it, I played a little bit Blood and Teeth. I played a little bit on stream.
No, that's
Oh boy, new hats. That's a very weird thing to be advertised, okay? New hats.
The top spot is red.
Wait, is that multiplayer mode?
Give me that.
Space Marine 1 looks okay. I haven't looked at it in like 10 years. So in my head, it looks amazing. Is this Vermintide
The
content?
dwarves of Karak Asgaraz
Huh.
have had hopes of reclaiming
Nice. Vermintide 2 is pretty awesome. I'm surprised though, if this is Vermintide 2 content.
The war parties disappeared without a trace. Looks like you'll need to save Karak Asgaraz all over again. I mean, Edda can't do it alone, can she?
More Vermintide 2 content? I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Nice. Honestly, I thought that they had stopped developing it after Darktide, you know? At least new maps like this. Oh yeah, they do. They still have a final career for Sienna to launch that alignment. Yeah,
I'll
of
send
course.
down some black
Forgot all about that.
collapse the tunnels.
Vermintide?
We'll do it proper this time.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm down for more Vermintide 2 content. I've got a lot of
Finish
gameplay in it.
what we started.
Main
Make the
Tia says,
deaths mean
Vermintide? How about
something.
Darktide? I assume we're gonna see Darktide. We have to see Darktide. We have to. Vermintide's neat. I loved playing as an elf and being really annoying and shooting people in the back all the time. And they'd be like, what the hell, stop. And I'd be like, ha 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 ha, Mayfly. Ha 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 ha. It was good. It was I like the roleplay. I like the roleplay.
What I've chosen, but you
Oh,
really shouldn't.
new Sienna class. All she said was, I know you're suspicious of what I've chosen. Boop. And they just different colored flames. Very strange. Very strange. Vermintide has more heart and soul than Darktide, says Shield Wall. I kind of agree with you. I feel like the characters in Vermintide have just a lot more going on. Darktide, I think, genericizing the characters didn't work out as well, and a lot of the voiceovers and things like that aren't as good. But I do love the gameplay in Darktide. And it looks like this is what we're gonna be getting now. So is this? What is this?
Hi everyone, I'm Juan, executive producer on Darktide. What you just saw is a sneak peek of the exciting new content coming to Darktide, which will release during Skulls.
Did we see
Before
something?
we talk about that, let's have a look at what we've done over the past 6 months. Since launch, we have worked hard to improve the game. We have delivered 2 content drops and 9 patches alongside many hotfixes. Some
it needed
highlights
them,
include
to be fair.
Content drop, The Signal, where we release a new mission and 2 new weapons. Patch 4, Blessings of the Omnissiah, in which we improve the shrine and its modification systems. Content drop, Tools of War, which feature an armory upgrade with 10 additional weapon marks and new conditions. Patch number 9, Guards and Penances, where we revamped the penances and added new cosmetic rewards. Your support over the past 6 months has been key in delivering these updates, and we will keep delivering more content at a steady rate. Now let's have a look at Content drop, Rejects Unite, which will release during Skulls.
Yeah, Darktide was so buggy at release. I think it really killed people's enthusiasm for it in a big way. But I've been playing it recently, and it's not as bad. I love my little Vet Guardsman.
The first one, Archive on Sycorax. We see your team dispatched to wipe out sensitive data from the archives.
2 new maps.
Session Riser
awesome.
31 will be part of our first community event.
Exactly
Players will
what
have
the
to
game
unite
needs.
to go through 3 challenges, each granting rewards. The final reward will be Ascension Riser 31.
Ugh, big eye. Ugh.
An old friend will also be added to the game, the Chaos Pack.
Oh no, not Chaos Spawn. We didn't need that. Ah! Those things are so annoying. Oh god.
Alongside this additional content, we will have more quality of life improvements and bug fixes added into the game with patch number 10. A new shop dedicated to earnable cosmetics will open on the Morningstar, featuring additional items to collect. You can now see all earnable cosmetics in your inventory, including those left to unlock. Thank you for playing Darktide. Until next time.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm glad to see that they're still supporting the game, for sure. I think the game needed more maps at launch, so it's nice to see that they're prioritizing new content. I feel like a lot of games these days just release with not enough content, and then they release alongside a goddamn microtransaction store, and it's like, where the hell did all the effort go, guys? I can kind of see it. It's very frustrating. Merch! Cut me and I bleed merch! Do you want to buy some merch? Yes! Get your merch! Yeah, I really want Darktide to be good as well. I really want Darktide to be good. For sure. Oh, what's this? Okay. Interesting. What? Tyranids, the Tendrils of War. Oh, it's Warforged. It's Legion, but 40k version.
So much to punch, so little time.
From the eye of terror we shall bring
So,
no
40k.
mercy.
So, I'm more interested in this than Legions, honestly. It's because I like the factions more in this.
Unseen, I will bring your life to its end.
So, Eldar Necrons, Tyranids, Space Marines. No orcs. Was did I miss orcs? Did I miss orcs? It's kind of weird. It used to be, in my mind, you know, the main factions would be Space Marines, Chaos, Orcs, and Eldar. I feel like Necrons slipped in there somewhere at some stage. Yeah, there are orcs. Yeah, okay. This is Legions, but 40k, yeah. This is the kind of card game Legions, but for 40k. Warforge. Honestly, the thing about this game is, it's really frustrating. I like the gameplay, but again, it sort of falls victim to. And to be honest, like even Magic the Gathering Online suffers from this. Hearthstone suffers from this. All of them have really pushed microtransactions because they're all mobile based. You know, it's sort of like one of the most frustrating things in the world is that we all have this
as you can see,
incredibly
there's
powerful.
already quite a lot for us to get excited about, but there's even more to come. Next up, we have some exciting updates and announcements for more Warhammer titles, starting with the highly anticipated Space Marine 2. Now let's join Lieutenant Titus as he beats back the Tyranid Horde in this exclusive new glimpse of gameplay footage.
So gameplay, let's see what the gameplay looks like. Let's evaluate. Yeah, we've got these incredibly powerful devices.
Major Sarkana, what's your status?
No good games.
We're coming to you now.
They're plotting something.
What plotting could these insects be capable of?
These are mere drones.
It's not. This isn't live.
A worthy adversary.
The graphics look very nice.
You will pay, you rotten cowards!
Nice. Ooh, I like the animations look fantastic. The Tyranids are all clumped up a little bit.
Eviscerate this abomination! Delta Wing, report.
Nice. I like the scale.
There's no way through. Get into assault position by the bridge. Let us show them some of Ultima's hospitality!
Whoa. That looks really cool. That looks really cool. The scale of it looks fantastic. The Tyranids coming over the horizon, like that vibe. That gets the like. Whoa, we're screwed. We're boned. We're so boned here.
Are the defenders
That's pretty
of
cool.
mankind against the horrors that dwell in the darkness.
The only good bug is a dead bug. Oh wait, I've seen this one. Wait. I thought it was gonna be 40K.
While we draw breath, we stand. While we stand,
The Warhammer board
we
game.
fight. We.
Oh, great,
are the
exclusive
angels
mini.
of death.
Awesome.
We are the blade
Another Space
drawn
Marine
against
captain.
the endless night. Nothing will survive.
So is this just like a bundle of Warhammer miniatures with some presumably not great rules? What is this? This is just Warhammer. This is just Warhammer. What is that? Was that like they've taken a bunch of the stuff from the Leviathan box, chucked a special sculpt in, and been like, ew, what the hell is this? Is this like truck build simulator? What? Oh boy, decals. Yeah, it's like whenever they throw decals into like a combat patrol and they're like, plus $25 value on the decal sheet. And you're like, no, it's not. No, idiot. It does not have $25 value. It has a value of 0. Seriously? Is this just like, we got microtransactions in all these other games. We've done licensing deals with all these other games. Check them out, check them out. The board game based on the video game, based on the book, based on the video game, but the award-winning board game. Yeah. Ah. Man, I kind of wish, yeah. I wish Warhammer 40K was a better introduction to wargaming for new people. Wish it was easier to play and better paced and had a better kind of turn structure. They're saving the NFT drop for last. It's not a hobby, it's a game in a hobby. It's a franchise. Oh. I don't think it's over. Okay, I think the wild thing is, so far, the best thing, I think, so far, has been that orc game at the very beginning.
Daring
rogue trader.
explorers who benefit from a unique style of freedom normally unheard of in the Imperium. With
What is
means
this
to
a boomer
decide the
RPG?
fate
Is that
of
what we're calling
entire
these?
regions of space. Little can stop them in their pursuit of domination and power. And they do not venture
It's a
alone.
lifestyle.
Their crew contains some of the galaxy's most unique
Dark Eldar!
denizens.
Yes!
Unsanctioned
Yes, Dark
psychers,
Eldar! We never get
strange
anything! Yes!
Servants of the Inquisition.
We never get a look in! When did Dark Eldar show up?
Space
Never!
Marines of the
Yes!
Adeptus Astartes.
Yes!
Ulfa is a lone space wolf survivor.
Yeah, Kabalite warriors dying! That's what I love!
Drukari.
Yes!
All of
God
them
damn
are
it!
ready to follow
That's
you
some
on the
sexy models!
battlefield, where their unique skills can be the deciding factor between
Yes!
victory and defeat.
Dark Eldar thing is to get off on seeing Dark Eldar dying.
True might lies in their personal void ship and the resource-rich worlds under their control. This is what makes them such dominant figures.
Is this like a...
Even still, the enemies of humanity are
Necrons!
numerous, and they will not relinquish an opportunity to strike.
Yeah! There they are, that's my boys!
Most of all, a ghastly peril lurks. An insidious corruption which works to undermine the
chaos.
strength of the
Every time.
Imperium's most staunch defenders. Chaos. Only
Ooh,
with
Slanesh.
uncompromising zeal
You never
and
get to see
steadfast
Slanesh.
faith
Ooh.
can rogue traders withstand the lure of the ruinous powers. And those who succumb to the darkness risk a calamitous fate in exchange for their soul. Only madness and damnation await.
I like it. This looks pretty cool. This looks really cool. I've got a friend who loves these games. He tried to get me to play some snow game 20 years ago or whatever. He used to play a little bit of Neverwinter here and there. So this could be pretty cool. I'm really happy to see the Dark Eldar. They never get a look in. The Dark Eldar never get a look in. So I'm glad to see that they showed up. I'm glad they showed up. And Slanesh as well. It's very hard to do in a game. I like this. A game with all 4 Chaos powers. Not just Nurgle. Not just Nurgle. Yes. Thank you. Jeez. I'm so sick of Nurgle all the time. Oh, Mechanicus. Malice confirmed. Oh my god, there is no Chaos God of Malice. What the hell? Is this blast templates? Is this like premium blast templates? Is that what they... Oh, CDs! Okay, it's records. God, you know you... Oh man, your mind's warped. Whenever you see vinyl records and you go, are these blast templates? Icewind Dale. Yeah, it's Icewind Dale, I think. Oh, jeez, my mind has been corrupted. Sick. Alright, what's this? Over 2 million players! 2 million players can't be wrong. I don't think I've played this. Oh, huh, the graphics are really interesting. Very chibi. Oh, it's like a cel-shaded third person? Oh, no, I don't like this. No. This looks like a microtransaction riddle tale. No, thank you. I've seen those menus before. Clasped in the hands of people at clinics. No. Yeah. Wheel bit. I'm not a wheel. I am a sexy little minnow. No, thank you. Join the guild, so then you feel a social obligation to pay. Because if you don't keep paying, your guild could fail and you could let everybody down. You don't want to let everybody down, do you? Don't let everybody down. No. Not a fan. No, thank you. very sick, very ill before doing this stream, but I'm glad I did it. Thanks very much for hanging out with me today. It's like one of those hobby videos that's like, oh, you can make the Warhammer logo very easily. First, just get out your airbrush. I don't have an airbrush. I don't have a power wash simulator. How the hell am I gonna play your game? A microtransaction hellscape indeed. There is a lot of shovelware. Last year, the entire thing was just mobile games. It was not good at all. This year started good with the big orc. Pretty sick. The orc racing game looks fantastic. I'm actually really excited for that. Is this the end of the... I feel like I'm at the end of a YouTube video. Chaos Kid. Okay, this is like the, this is another one. Man, there's a lot of Warhammer games these days, isn't there? I remember back in the day, it was like, Games Workshop should really get more Warhammer games out there. Dawn of War is really good. Then you'd see Space Marine, and you'd be like, oh boy, Space Marine, that should be fun. The Warhammer IP is a mark of quality. Not so much anymore, unfortunately. What is this? Reminds me of, this is gonna be a weird cut. This reminds me of Future Cop, LAPD. These maps, the graphics, they all remind me of Future Cop. Don't ask me why. World premiere! MMO! Show me the MMO! Pre-render, show me the MMO! Let's go!
I have fought.
Ooh, Age of Sigmar! This could be the MMO, guys!
Beyond counting. Only to be reforged.
This could be it.
Anew. I feel my humanity dulled. My memories eroded. My burden weighs heavily. In Sigmar's name, we shall bring order to the savage realm. For I am Stormcast, and my war wages eternal.
Eternal War? Would be a good name? This might be a new one. Realms of Ruin? Oh, it's an RTS! What? It's an RTS! This might be an Age of Sigmar property that I actually really
is a real-time
like!
strategy game that brings to life Age of Sigmar and all of its savagery. You'll get to see Games Workshop's amazing miniatures, authentically realised in stunning detail thanks to our
I don't care if it's Age of
wonderful dev
Sigmar.
team
I
and
want
the
an
command them on the
RTS
field
game.
of battle.
RTS games? Give me an RTS game.
Xbox Series X and S and PC.
Today we're revealing our first two factions for Realms of Ruin.
Availability
the
on
Oracle Boys
consoles.
and the Stormcast Eternals.
Crew Boys and
The
Stormcast.
Stormcast Eternals are this mighty race of warriors of Sigmar,
Pretty
reforged from
expected.
human souls to fight the forces
Be it
of
on the
chaos.
be it on the
Another of our
PlayStation and
factions is the
Xbox makes me
sinister
nervous
Cool
though.
Boys. Foul orcs, twisted by the miasmal swamp which they come from. They revel in cunning tricks and traps, but being orcs, they also live to destroy everything and everyone.
Show me gameplay.
Realms of Ruin
Show me
will
gameplay.
take you into the wild swamps of Gur. It's this sort of wild, untamed land where plenty of dangers are waiting, not just the crawl boys.
Relentless orc attacks led by the psychopathic killer boss Dankfear threaten to overrun and overwhelm an isolated Dawnbringer settlement. Sigrun, commander of a detachment of Stormcast Eternals left defending the settlement, embark on a perilous mission to obtain a great magical power that will aid them in defeating the Aurochs, and this sets in motion a savage battle for survival, which explores the inherent nature of heroes and villains that draws them inexorably towards their fates.
It's focused on tactical decision making, how you command your squads around the battlefield, and as you progress and succeed in combat, you'll unlock bigger and better units from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar universe.
What's really exciting me about Realms of Ruin is that we're dealing with a tactical strategic combat game, but you can view it how you want to. You can pull the camera all the way out get a really, really good overview of the
Zoom controls.
battlefield,
Okay.
but equally push it
Gameplay.
all the way
Gameplay.
in.
It's a really
This is like Dawn of War. Oh,
visually
look,
stunning
you see, look at the
game.
map. Look at the map.
love
Look at the
looking
mini
all
map.
the attention
Looks like
to
there's
detail
zones
on
of
the
control.
maps, on the units, on the animations.
From the way that even they
I think we're in the same turtleneck.
It's just a real pleasure to
Yes.
watch.
I don't think anyone's seen anything like this in a real-time strategy game before. It's been excellent working with Games Workshop, and it's been great for all of us to actually get time to spend with the creative people from Games Workshop and really collaborate to make Realms of Ruin the game that it's become.
Frontier's dev team brings a wealth of artistic and technical talent.
It's
but
not
also
Space Marine. It's
a real love
it's a
for the source
Stormgate Eternal.
material and a strong desire to do
It's
it justice.
whoa.
It's really, really
it's
exciting
Stormcast
for us to
Eternals. They've
finally announce the game.
always had women in
Finally
them.
be able to talk about it. We've been working on it for
From the very
quite some
beginning.
time now, and we're really, really glad we can start sharing it with everyone.
There's a lot of love for the universe, and there's so much joy that goes into the development process for Realms of Ruin. It's just really exciting.
Is it just me or is that woman's pupil super dilated? She's high on Age of Sigmar.
About bringing these
It's
iconic miniatures to life.
There's lots more to be revealed, but if I showed you now, I'd be killed. I'm not sure I'll survive the reforging.
So make sure you keep an eye on our social
chilly out
channels
there.
for any upcoming
Damn.
announcements.
Okay, guys, an RTS game. Honestly, Age of Sigmar or not? I know there's a lot of people who don't like Age of Sigmar. Honestly, I want more RTS games. I like RTS games. I fucking love RTS games. Give me an RTS game.
That's a lot of Warhammer to look
Yes,
forward to.
okay, nice.
Find out more
I'm excited
about
for
all the
that.
games featured in the
Sick.
showcase and where to play or pre-order them.
I don't know.
by
I'm not a big fan of
visiting
AOS, but
warhammercommunity.com/start.
I'll take an
And don't
RTS.
forget to check out promotions on
Nice.
Warhammer video games running for the next week. There's no better time to take a digital dive into the grim darkness of the far future or the savage frontiers of the mortal realms. Thanks for watching.
I'm excited, guys. I'm excited for an RTS game. Honestly, like you don't know what it means. You don't know what it feels like. You know, or maybe you do. It's like trying to drip feed a little bit of water into my mouth, you know? Cause like Relic recently had a bunch of layoffs. They were the only ones making RTS games. They made Age of Empires 4. They're making the Company of Heroes. He pretty much, I think, has killed any idea of a new Dawn of War. I like to see a new RTS game. Looks like there were Zona controls from the main. Let's go back. Let's go back and look at this. So, can I go back? Wait, how the hell does this thing work? Can I not go back? Okay, let's look here. Okay. So we can't go back. Okay, we can't go back. Let's look. Okay, we're gonna slide along. Check Discord, bud. I'm being told. Check Discord. Well, I'm... Okay, let's see. Let's quickly check this. Okay.
Order
so
to
let's
the
go back.
savage realm.
Okay. So full gameplay reveal is coming in June?
We're revealing our...
The graphics look okay. They don't look like fantastic, but that's okay. As long as the gameplay's fun.
Realms of Ruin will take you
Looks
into the wild
okay.
swamps of Gur.
So
it's this sort of wild...
Threaten to overrun and overwhelm.
Wait, what the hell?
Factions is the sinister cruel boys. Foul our one.
Realms of Ruin will take you into the wild swamps of Gur. It's this sort of wild, untamed land where plenty of dangers are
Let's
waiting,
do
not
this.
just the cruel boys.
Relentless auric attacks led by the psychopathic killer boss Dank. They also live to
Sigmar.
We're revealing...
And you'll command them on...
When?
It's a real-time...
Okay, I'm trying to find the game. There was like a brief moment.
Reforged from human souls to fight the forces of chaos.
Another of our factions is
I
the
want to
sinister
find
cruel
the...
boys.
We'll turn off the audio for them because we've seen it already. But I want to see the gameplay again. I want to see the gameplay. Her eyes are incredibly dilated. Yes, her eyes are incredibly dilated. Okay, let's. So Furby asks, an RTS with only 2 factions? No. So they said that they're the first. Oh, come on! It looks like the actual gameplay.
Forged from this sort of
is
threaten to
trapped.
overrun.
Yeah, it looks like the actual
wars
gameplay isn't
wages
uploaded. They ended it too soon or something, I guess. It's not the case. No, it's not the case. Let's go back. Let's go back. They said that there are the 2 factions, but that's not all of them. Oh, okay, cool.
No better.
Let's keep going.
joy that goes into the development
and technical talent.
Oh, there's some
the
gameplay.
Creative people from Games Workshop.
Oh, this is where they start talking about.
Battlefield.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so it looks like it is. If we look down at the mini map down in the bottom right, we can see all the different little like mobs. It looks like area control. I can see 3 different colored ones. 2, 3. I suspect this is going to play very similar to Dawn of War, from what I can tell here. It looks very similar to Dawn of War, where you're capturing points on the map to get resources, and then also you're trying to control victory points. Honestly, I feel like that's a good shout. Everybody loved Dawn of War. And it could be great. Could be great. Disco biscuits. Yes. Yes. Joe says, I'm definitely most excited for Power Washing Simulator. What did everybody think looked the best? What did everyone think looked the best? Yeah, gameplay does defeat hype, Chili Willy. I want to see gameplay now for sure, but I'm genuine. I am excited. I'm excited for an RTS game. I'm excited for an RTS game for an Age of Sigmar, Dawn of War. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'd be down for that. And you know, I might get a little bit more endeared to the setting if I play it in a video game and it's presented to me in the right way. Right now, the rulebook didn't really ever win me over, and none of the games I played of it really won me over that much. Twisted Metal Orcs, says Bomb. Yeah, the very first one, the Twisted Metal Orcs, was incredibly exciting. Speed Freaks looks really good. Like, surprisingly good. It looks like a ton of fun. Looks like a real blast. I'm really looking forward to that. Rogue Trader, says Crypto Kev. Dude, I'm excited for to kill Dark Eldar and Rogue Trader. I'm excited to see Dark Eldar houses, to see them hanging out, you know? That's what I'm really excited for that game. Love Dawn of War 1, 2, sadly not 3, said Lord Novas. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the... You know what I really liked? I liked the Last Stand in Dawn of War 2, where you play like a single character and you fight people. It was very repetitive. I wish they had done more with it, but for what it was, I really enjoyed it. Chris says, which Speed Freak? The game with the girl in the turtleneck. She's just very excited, guys. Just very excited, you know? Sometimes it's very, you know, sometimes you're just really excited. Could have been very dark in the room, you know? Joshua says, I will wait to see how everything shakes out with microtransactions. That will be the true test. There were definitely quite a few games there I saw that do seem to be very microtransaction heavy. And there are some that aren't so much. So Lizardman looks like for Blood Bowl 3. I'm really interested to see whether or not this Age of Sigmar RTS game is it going to be
is that we're dealing
around the battlefield.
Microtransaction
really
combat game, but you can view it.
Oh, hold on.
You want to? You can pull the
get a little
camera
zoom
all
in.
the way out.
I love this where they talk about the camera settings as if it's this big exciting element. Like you can zoom out, you can zoom out, and you can zoom in. You can even rotate the camera. It's like, yeah, dude, I've been doing that in the tutorial level of every single RTS game for the last 20 years.
Really, really good overview of the battlefield, but equally push it all the way in.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more of a Night Vexillor. Okay, this is going to be like one of the main problems of this RTS game. The names for the Stormcast Eternals are pretty rough. Okay, so... Unfortunately, whenever I pause it, the UI for Twitch, kind of comes up and ruins it. But from what we can see here, there is this resource, it looks like, this resource, and population. 3 out of 8, so not a lot of population. And then 999, 996. So it looks like this is kind of like a zone of control. There is a if you look down here on the left, it looks like there is a retreat. Oh, sorry. Let me pop myself off. So where am I? I'm gone. So if we look here at the left,
it's a really visually
retreat. which is very interesting. It seems like it could be very similar to Dawn of War. Oh god, though, what's this? They're playing this on a console. That makes me nervous. That really makes me nervous. Trying to get RTS games to work in consoles, I think, is a bit of a trap. Halo Wars, I think, was the only real one that kind of could do it. Oh, I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that. Look up Ancestors Legacy, says Captain Taxes. I have played Ancestors Legacy. It is the Viking, Saxon, German one. It looks interesting. The maps look odd, like a MOBA style game almost, says Alignment. Yeah, like the kind of the way their control points could be kind of like that, but honestly, it does. I think it could be very similar to a Dawn of War game, you know? I hope it's not a MOBA game. But it's not like a MOBA game, right? Like, it looks like you can build units and stuff like that. Right now, I'm reserving judgment until I see the gameplay. My worry is that they'll kind of do something where they try to make it very simplistic. But I hope that it's okay. I hope there's some element of base building. But from what I'm looking at here, I suspect there isn't any base building. I suspect there isn't any base building at all. I suspect it's probably similar to Dawn of War 2, honestly. I don't think this is lanes. This doesn't look like lanes. It just looks like a map. Because the other one, let's look at the other. There was 2 maps that we saw. So let's look at the other map. Oh, there we go. So the other one doesn't really. I mean, I can see how you could break it down into lanes, but I don't think it looks super like lanes. Goodbye, CryptoKev. An RTS and MOBA mix. Maybe. I hope not. I hope it's not too MOBA, because that's kind of what killed Dawn of War 3, right? That's kind of what killed Dawn of War 3. Ultimately, I'm not on the... Ooh, there we go. I'm back. Hello. I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I think Age of Sigmar is going to be harder to make work than as an RTS game than 40k. I think 40k just has a wider variety of units in terms of range and stuff, but I'm not saying that it couldn't work. I'm excited for another RTS game. I mean, like, what other RTS games do we have? We Company Heroes 3 this year. Age of Empires still kind of kicking around, but apart from that, it's a pretty barren place out there. So I hope this is good. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. This is what I do all day. I sit around and I hope and I pray, and it never works out for me. Dawn of War 3 flashback, says Jonathan. Don't play with me here, bro. Don't play with me. The abysmal story of Dawn of War 3. Honestly, I never even played I'm the RTS player who sits and I just do comp stops all day. I jump on to skirmish modes and I just play skirmish modes all the time. I will play the occasional kind of campaign, but I don't even remember. I don't even remember the Dawn of War 3 one. I don't even remember the Dawn of War 3 one. Let's have a look at the best trailer that launched. Here we go. The biggest, sexiest trailer. Where is it? Ooh, jeez. No, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. What the hell is it?
Some of the...
let's get back. Let's get excited again. This was the biggest surprise, I think, to me. The vehicles. I think this was the biggest surprise to me. This looks sick. What type of gameplay is this? What type of game is it? You know, is it going to be a battle arena, like online? Is it? I'm really curious to see more about this. Who is Frontier? Is Frontier the ones behind this, or are they the ones behind the RTS game? Which ones are Frontier making? Oh, this is Caged Elm. I don't even know who the hell they are. I want to throw a swig too. I want to throw a squig. I want to shoot myself out of a rocket. Orcs are just fun, man. Orcs are just fun. Speed freaks. Orcs are just fun. Let me look this bad boy up on Steam. Mario Kart Orcs. Hell yeah. Oh, huh. Let me, So So it looks like right now there is a little bit of a seal. Let me jump onto this.
In the tales
Ooh, that's enough. That's enough out of you, Total War. It's enough out of you, Total War. All right, let's see. Let's open up Steam. Let's go. Okay. Oh, for some reason it's not working. For some reason it's not showing anything. Huh. Weird. Interesting. Ah, there we go. A lot of shocking games today. A lot of shocking games. They tried releasing a Gorka Morka game a couple of years ago. Really? Did they? Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. I'd never heard of it before. Oh, okay. There's actually Realms of Ruin has some stuff up. Let's pull this bad boy up. Let's see. Realms of Ruin has some stuff up here. Okay, let me try and get, where the hell? Okay, I don't know how to edit something. I don't know how to edit something while in another thing. Sorry, I'm pretty useless when it comes to this. But it looks like there are some. Let me open these up. Let's open it up in the browser. Let's do that. Ooh, Steam Realms of Ruin. And then we can actually. What's it? It's called Warhammer Realms of Ruin. All right, let's go in. All right, that's not correct. That's not correct. Okay, here we go. So let's have a look here. So new game. All right, we got the Warhammer Realms of Ruin. Yeah, I can see it here. So this is just the trailer that they showed, but it looks like there's a lot of. So the graphics look okay when all zoomed in. Like, they look okay. Those new orcs, the daddy Stormcast. Help me, brother. What are you doing, brother? Okay. So it looks like they're saying experience the mortal realms brought to life in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin real-time strategy game. Become a warlord and lead 4 unique factions. So it looks like 4 factions in the realm of Gur. 4 unique factions in the realm of Gur. A campaign, cool. Age of Sigmar comes to life, fine. Forge your armies. That makes me nervous, guys. That sounds like you don't build your army. That sounds like you don't build your army on the map. It says, forge your armies, engage in a diverse range of mission types and modes, and rally an army of units inspired by Age of Sigmar war scrolls, each with their own tactical strengths and weaknesses. Recruit from a legion of unit types, from fast-moving flyers to lumbering monsters, mystical wizards, and powerful heroes. This is sounding a little bit like you build, like a little bit like Total War, right? Like where you build your army, kind of like, you know, you choose your roster, and then you go into the map. It's what it kind of sounds like. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. Dynamic real-time battles. Okay. Strategically located arcane conduits. Secure them, right? That's what we kind of assumed. You got to get resources, bolster offenses, rally new forces, and seize victory. Okay. So maybe you do build them on the map. The tides of war ebb and flow. Sure, upgrade and specialize your forces with in-battle tech trees. Okay. And then fight for online supremacy. So it sounds like there is going to be a big meta map, is what I kind of get from this. Conquer the realm and challenge warlords. That sounds kind of interesting. Build your honor in casual play, or put your strategy to the test, and crown yourself as the one true ruler of Gur. Guys, that's Sigmar. Sigmar's the god. One thing is for sure, the war will never rest. Interesting. Okay, I'm reserving judgment for now. I'm reserving judgment, but I'm gonna be honest, the more I read about this, the more nervous I kind of get. It's starting to seem less and less kind of like Dawn of War, and more like you kind of build your roster and then you can drop it in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm reserving judgment. The idea that it's on the consoles is making me a little bit nervous. The factions aren't that exciting, but they're also kind of expected factions. Stormcast and Orcs, fine. I hope we see some of the more interesting factions. I'd love to see Skaven, but I don't think we will. I'd love to see Beastman, but we're not going to see those. Maybe the Vampire Counts. What do you call them? Not the Osirark Bone Reapers, the other guys. The Soul Drinker, the Blood Man, the Vampire fellas, the red blood guy, man, the undead, woo, scary ghosts. The scary ghost faction could be pretty cool, actually. The whatchamacallit, the Wraith Ghost Graveyard folk, they could be kind of interesting. I'd like to see those guys as well. I think between the two of them, there's got to be a death faction, right? Because they've got order, they have destruction, so it makes sense that they would do a death faction and a chaos faction. And I have to assume Slaves to Darkness would be the chaos faction. However, I'd love to see it be Slaanesh. That'd be like a real whoa. Okay, unexpected. The Slaanesh faction would be a really cool one because I think the Mortal Slaaneshi are really cool. So I think we're just gonna see Slaves to Darkness as the chaos faction, and then for the death faction, Soulblight Gravelords. You think? The Bloodmans. Yeah, Soulblight. Yeah, Soulblight or Nighthaunt. I hope it's one of the... Both of them are really cool. I actually like both of them. The only one I don't like are the Ossiarch Bone fellas. The Bone Boys. I don't like the Boners. Not a fan of them. They're... just too many bones. Too many bones, guys. If I wanted to see that, I'd start up an OnlyFans, you know? I'm not... Don't need to see so much bone. Alright, Sylvester says, oops, I bambooed earlier. Rogue Trader is by Oilcat Games, who did the Pathfinder turn-based RPG in the PC, and they're very good with what they do. I've heard that, yeah, a lot of people I know are really excited for the Rogue Trader. I didn't know there was Dark Eldar in it, and now I'm excited. Now I'm excited for that. Awesome. That sounds really, really good. Well, thanks very much, guys. I'm gonna be, so I just decided to pop on live stream this because I was curious to see what there would be. But on Sunday, I will be streaming. I'm setting up. I'm preparing for UKG next year. Or next year. Jesus. That would be some preparation. I'm preparing for it for next week. Getting myself ready. But I'll be live streaming again. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be live streaming on Sunday. So keep an eye for that. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thanks to everybody who donated. Thanks to everybody who joined. And I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this content, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Discourse Miniatures. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. If you're interested in, like, at some stage, maybe like Dark Tide or something like that, some gameplay, by all means, I'd like to do something like that. That could be neat. But thanks so much, guys. And I'm cautiously excited. Cautiously excited. I'll catch you all next time, guys.